Clara Hayes was a single mom in her early 30s, living in a quiet suburb with her 7-year-old son, Ethan. She was fiercely independent, working 2 jobs to make ends meet and ensure Ethan never missed out on anything. Clara had a kind heart and a strong sense of right and wrong. She was the type of person who wouldn't hesitate to stand up for someone in need, even when the odds were against her. But lately, she'd been feeling the weight of the world on her shoulders. She loved taking Ethan to the local park after school. It was their little escape, a place where he could play freely and she could take a moment to breathe. That's where this story begins. It was a sunny Saturday afternoon, and Clara and Ethan were at the playground. Ethan was climbing the jungle gym, his laughter echoing across the park. Clara sat on a bench nearby, wearing a red MAGA hat she'd recently found in her late father's belongings. It wasn't just a hat to her, it was a piece of her father, a man she admired deeply for his integrity and courage. As she watched Ethan play, the sound of roaring motorcycles broke the tranquility of the park. A group of 5 bikers pulled into the parking lot, their leather jackets gleaming in the sun. They were loud, rough-looking, and immediately drew the attention of everyone nearby. At first, Clara ignored them, focusing on her son, but soon she realized they were staring at her. One of them, a tall man with a scruffy beard, walked toward her. "Hey, nice hat," he said, his voice dripping with sarcasm. The others laughed behind him. Clara didn't respond, keeping her eyes on Ethan. "What's the matter? Too good to talk to us?" Another biker chimed in, this one younger and wearing a bandana. The group began to surround her, their mocking voices growing louder. One of them even reached out and flicked the brim of her hat. "Where'd you get this? A bargain bin?" Clara's heart raced, but she refused to show fear. "This was my father's," she said firmly, her voice steady. Her response only seemed to fuel their taunts. "Daddy's girl, huh? Bet he'd be real proud of you sitting here, acting all high and mighty." Clara clenched her fists, her mind racing. She glanced at Ethan, who had stopped playing and was watching the scene unfold, his face filled with worry. Just as Clara was about to speak, another voice cut through the tension. "Leave her alone." Everyone turned to see an older man walking toward them. He was tall, with a weathered face and a calm demeanor. He wore a simple plaid shirt and jeans, but there was an air of authority about him. "What's it to you, old man?" the bearded biker sneered. The man didn't flinch. "I've seen your kind before. You think you're tough, picking on a woman who's just minding her own business. Why don't you show some decency and walk away?" The bikers hesitated, clearly not expecting anyone to stand up to them. But the bearded one wasn't ready to back down. "And who are you, her knight in shining armor?" The man took a step closer. "Name's Jack. Used to ride with the Iron Hawks. Ever heard of them?" The bikers' faces changed instantly. The Iron Hawks were a legendary biker group known for their strict code of honor. Jack's name clearly carried weight. Without another word, the bikers muttered among themselves and retreated to their motorcycles. Clara watched in stunned silence as they roared off, leaving the park quiet once more. "Thank you," she said softly, her voice trembling with relief. Jack nodded. "You're welcome. But something tells me this isn't over." A week later, Clara was leaving her shift at the diner when she noticed a motorcycle parked near her car. Her stomach dropped when she saw the same bearded biker leaning against it, waiting for her. "Thought I'd pay you a visit," he said, a smirk on his face. Before Clara could respond, another motorcycle pulled up, then another. Soon, the entire group was there, blocking her in. "You think you can embarrass us and get away with it?" the bearded biker growled. Clara's fear was palpable, but before she could say anything, another roar of engines filled the air. Out of the shadows came a group of motorcycles, their riders wearing matching jackets with a hawk emblem on the back. Jack was at the front. "I warned you," he said, his voice cold. "Now, you're going to learn what happens when you mess with good people." The confrontation was intense, but it ended with the bikers backing down once again, clearly outmatched. Later, as Clara thanked Jack again, he revealed the truth. He had been friends with her father years ago and recognized her the moment he saw her at the park. "Your dad was one of the best men I ever knew," Jack said. "When I saw them harassing you, I knew I had to step in. He would have done the same for me." Clara's eyes filled with tears as she realized her father's legacy was still protecting her, even after his passing. From that day on, Jack became a quiet guardian for Clara and Ethan, watching over them in ways they never expected. And Clara, stronger than ever, continued to wear her father's hat, not just as a memory, but as a symbol of courage and resilience. That's the story, friends. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a pleasure sharing it with you all. Don't forget to comment below and let me know where you're watching from. It's always fun to see the global reach of these stories. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button for more amazing stories, tips, and tricks. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.